If you mind, then I'm asking.
Oh, me, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I do my work. I'm quite well.
Yeah. And you have a good conscience. You sleep well. They don't.
I'm quite well.
That's the difference. That's the difference. Well, we say for my mom, good evening. Any akwaba now. You're live on 101.7 FM. Our Shep House, our Abeka Junction. You're live. So your partner radio stations are only more. Naspa Radio pick here live or UK abroach memo. What I any teams who are high live radio so pick here live or high live radio. Migachu FM. Ewo kukren to me. You're live. Ewo kukren to me. Yakase you're live or New Jersey or America abroach memo. Or Kings Jersey Radio. Any sound live also. Or Paris, France abroach memo adamfopa media. Your friend me vim lady. Efia pokuya ne me the legendary Ken Crunchy ena abremu. Na obi ne kan asem say Gen Z generation. Ya na ye sheda nim politics. Enti ya na to de bia ne na nkofo bi aye omo bi say Teletubbies no omo je fans or politics. Some of the people who have actually made tremendous, and yet the word tremendous, indelible impact on social commentary, political analysis. Okay, you can crunch in free mo. Those days are now benefits emoji fans me na no money can crunch money ade because see prat money ade na ye adwuma. But then enkwala ne adani atenidie. And you see, I don't blame them. Sometimes it's also because number one, out of frustration, number two, out of politicians or monkanokre, and they don't know where value is. But Yambra home, they have issues, Nankasa. The people who want to lead Ghana for 2024, are they all genuine people or omo issues? MPP nipa ba omo contest. They say you say Era Kennedy Japan is making new rules. I say MPP for delegates. No, then you have people who are senior and seasoned politicians like Yera Krondo Aprekunumne Eja also making a fantastic impact. Say no politics nankasano. Akwa say people don't even really even look at value. Say any other advanced democracy, and I mean you have bedu kai. Na no na professor Okoye ba ha no so can the same thing from University of Connecticut say. Democracy na ye wo Africa na enye mayen. Enye ye type of democracy. Enye mayen. Yente asye. Yen de ye political democracy, a democracy ni ye ma omo a. Omo politicians na te soro no nko a. Omo na your constitution yeah na make us say we have weaponized our constitution. And our constitution yeah citizenry a year. Unia kosua de te say wasade fo fi abroche na bebo Ghana G independence. Na ene de obi ko abebo a Rollins mo de ache constitution nim say wo fi abroche ba membe na parliament there papa na ho. And to be a citizen of another country and okuta another country's passport on to me parliamentary duties. Now, then they make the argument about sovereignty. Now, Ghana sovereignty, Papa Ben. Yet, no more suro nankasa ko sign Ghana sovereignty ko jiska. Unima kobusa can contribute the omunim side way. Rollins Abre, so there was a contract that was signed, Mrs. Cotton. Abeime rice factory. America for America, the woman taxpayers' money, my is case. Yen fenua mo na emo no yen fan polish mo no ho because ye dua mo na mo na say. Ya ma obroni ama yesika ma yesika no ya de sovereign guarantee ka ho ma no oba besia a ofi America so ko no maso ge bi ya tam Ghana sovereign guarantee di ma no and he said you no akuta Ghana citizenship credit to me sign Ghana sovereignty e de ma oba na obi fi abroche ba be boa yen ya citizenship. I mean, they have already made my point on that. Say we are weaponizing the citizenry law against Ghana for a while broche because Nkrumah fi abroche ebeji independence my idea. That law no outdated. It's a bogus law that is not helping us. In fact, this constitution way say answer maybe a constitution. Constitution we are still following this constitution. By this time, 30 years, we must change. Because the people who did the constitution, no money some free power now. They thought they would be in power for a long time. That's why they put all those things there. And 30 years, not still like 30 years and what about 30 years and we are still relying on this bogus campaign and weaponizing this against Jecheko. And Jecheko is simple. For me, in Kwafu, what I say enough. Omu here hospital, omunya. And the campaign to here. Ya 2 years, so no be forget you. A brank here, this can bet me a hospital amomo. It's sad, Ghana. But I'm not back. Omo person omujina 2024. No, you're can catch the President Mahama Court. Adenya was say only the standing only the locals to contest election. In fact, a illegal class here man coin. Amuababejina elections or Ghana. Yemusa Yerakwanchi the entire out of all the candidates, President Mahama and what's a specific dynamic 90. On your song, no say President Mahama to me or they are court when it's a court way. Mona Munim Brano explain to us a President Mahama or was standing say, Obeti me contested 2024 elections and I make us a second criteria. Come on. Or my searchlight editor. No, well, journalist, our age, almost 30 years. 30 years old on under his belt. Kankwachi, good evening.
Good evening, Afia.
Pacho where there?
Nakopon Adumohima and Pacho so.
Adumara Kwan. Pacho chere the entire the president Mama court no.
Well, anyway, Minda was na Minda Yeti Kwasi. So far, what I can do is explain to you and our dear listeners the reliefs that I'm seeking. Let me say, as to the interpretation and the values on them, the debate by the Roma Supreme Court. First and foremost, may I stress Supreme Court say under Article 66(1) of the 1992 Constitution, the term of the presidency in Ghana is 4 years. That's the first thing I'm asking the Supreme Court to tell us. Number two, may I say the person who can be elected to serve a second term no must be a person who is serving as president in Ghana. In other words, I'm saying, say,
breaking it down, you treat him now, law, bro, for no day.
Okay. You can say your Article 66(1) and 66(1) and 2, 66(2). They can say under Article 66(2) no, and I didn't second term of presidency. The Minister Supreme Court said, "Many and he said, Nipa, which me as a second term no must be somebody who also you'll be a who should serve on the first term. It is the Nipa say or say twice. Would you first term now the second term out to say role in the second for to say President Akufo-Addo abinya opportunity no. And he say yet disparate. So best serve no way we know continue fee now for what's happened to us was that's the second I am seeking from the Supreme Court. The third I am seeking from the Supreme Court they say under Article 6H2 of the 1992 Constitution, former President Biano follow under Parliament, under the authority of Parliament. It is obey Jumebia, a man of profit, a man of emolument, or Jumebia in any establishment. That's a near Juma or Yajmama the state now, also according permission free Parliament. Number 4, no make us say.
There be 2 points. I want to change him also because permission say because they say oh yeah ex-president or benefited from a monument in Tino, so be contest here. As I say, man of permission and stand with me contest it.
Article 68(2) no. What say we a former president. Now person here Juma Bia. Juma BM. Now benya adebe mu from emolument. Emolument in their salaries akatua. And I say profit in Faswa or say ultimate kwaji permission free Parliament. Except a Juma Oye on behalf of the state. For instance, classic example, the time say a man paying further than your time for so election observers. The United Nations now for say Omukwaya Jumabi. Principally, the matter was on by election observers and special representatives. The baby says, Sajman, I could be woman and now for so be woman. The baby sound say to declare also more Parliament, no more permission. And I'm making say, oh, the formulation of Article 68(2) no so. Example for no, I will be in the battery or now trying who be a who be so so you be also or by permission. No. And I pay Mr. Supreme Court some many so from Article 68(4) down to 68(9). Some paying for no so as a muda so Ghana by crowd as we are almost a hundred sounds mommy.
Okay.
And I pay make us Article 62 of the 1992 Constitution. And then what you call the qualification of a person to become president. If you are already 40 years, why you move the whole? Or your mother Ghanaian, father Ghanaian, any 1 or 2 other conditions are. Obetumi be president. The Ghana will be an obetumi be president. Abra more current capacity. You fan say something here. You fan say government check. You fan say police commander. You fan say CDS. You fan say former president. Mr. Supreme Court say obi was as position ni mo a even though Article 68 man the plan, won't me man be president of Ghana. So those are the beliefs that are put before the Supreme Court.
So a general reliefs and as interpretation. I will just say Supreme Court in here, and yes, I directed that President Mahama, ex-President Mahama in particular, and
okay, defendants now, Attorney General, and a former President Kufuor, and a former President Mahama, and a the Speaker of Parliament.
Okay. It's not targeted at President Mahama.
I think so. I don't want to make any judgmental statement, but I think so. One thing you will learn out of this rate, say, what do we do about our former president on Article 682? So, maybe a classic example of the man who said, "You're United Nations election observer." Now you bet you in the car. I think so maybe it will come out down the line. Say, also permission for Parliament.
But can me say you call articles will it be fair so be say why this time? I don't know that President Kufuor free power. Young one filing idea we said because President Kufuor free power not Kufuor Foundation. And if the idea a junior work children say a Ghana constitution which and they may applaud because Professor Asari and one Ghana constitution and the cases so they call court credit school. Inti adena President Kufuor free power no one fanko. Adena other people one fanko. Why now?
When President Rawlings left power, I raised this issue. What you can do is bring public attention to. So I know my constitution, my articles. President Mahama best standing for 2000. President Kufuor co-position, we signed one article. President Mahama best standing for 2020, we create one article. And I say also in April, I wrote a petition to Parliament. That was before NDC had this Congress. Say, no more activities are, more implementing. I think the time in April, said they will call and when you for a more a broker say a bride, I've been. The common almost always say what to come out of it. It's not a new thing.
I like the fact that one track is at the end of
I started with Rawlings. Rawlings free power and Michelle says agitation. I check and answer.
Because I met say no and be more President Mama person contesting Tina. Why should that the court no because me idea okay me no ya me can say SSO obi the idea we court na yenya a clear interpretation say so obi a former president here. The presidency is it restricted to two is it consecutive or concurrent? I am confusing me those
consecutive.
What's it
consecutive.
Consecutive terms. And I say where there's a split between the term no osan be bi wa ye betimi calculate to us say a fresh term and I say a continuation of the two initial term na na very important say constitution na ye hu sa clarity no.
In fact,
Supreme Court wanted you to say dear President Mahama for instance you dey example keke the obey na no a distinguishable term one. Not just say obey obetimi aye two terms aka ho obetimi di 8 years. So I'm can say not just say no 4 + 4 years obedi no.
Ebinom yes argument now fortunately for us Kromani uncle for ye training omu very knowledgeable people omu ye mpanifo ye training say ye nya debate sa mo na nka bebi anokre da no train tin ye da koma omu I think say yin na nya abotre adwen boni bi antachiri me personally there I believe that when you serve your presidency and then you leave office you become a former president you become a new type of person. Now I follow under Article 68. If you follow under Article 68 there, I don't think you deserve the right to be allowed a second chance, another chance at the president. I don't know basic true. Now I feel the way to me that is what I believe. But in paying for bedroom no matter, no one's being.
Okay, Mr. Tabe, do remember but okay, Article 66 not the term of the office of the president. Clause 1 say a person elected as president subject to clause 3 of this article hold office for a term of 4 years beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as president. 2. A person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. Indeed, this is the issue that you are seeking interpretation. The Supreme Court me.
2 terms no second term no or say boom consecutive a twaso and also betumi akọ edi baako akọ 20 years no asa be di baako aka. Very simple. And I say ni nyina agumu sa ni nyina ye adwuma. Mbeka kire.
Indeed, Utumu say President Mahama create history because apart from elections now contesting, even case here with the court to cry, also you are allowing him to create history.
Nyame na ye, on create my yen.
Because so far ye nya obi akọ to be obema ye nkyeremu say 2 terms e to so. And now 2 terms e baako wa ha baako an ye dia 1 + 1 = 2. Na be 2 terms. And I say what type of 2 terms na constitution e pa kire. And I think that is very good. Mr. Tabedu, you omo contest, but what do you think about this court case?
As a student of law, I mean, me feel them no. Say BB Chihadina, we should go to court and get an interpretation. Because there's nothing in the Constitution, and I'm holding mine, which says that it has to be consecutive terms. But the question also that arises is that can a civil servant who has retired and started receiving pension come back into active service and retire again? So if we are running on the principle of rule of law and on equality before the law, and the law is that when you retire, you have retired, why should a retired president who has started earning a pension as a retired president come back into active service and retire again?
Okay, but Mr. Tabedu, why he say a court argument also there's another part. It can be rebutted by the fact that Ghana civil service in for returning a contract. Police for to me returning a contract no mistake on. What's the difference between an only President Mahama?
Okay. The difference is that Nipano retired. He was given a contract to extend his employment beyond 60 years. So it is continuous.
Okay.
Anybody who gets appointed again is not appointed as a public servant or a civil servant into the structure. It is a political appointment. And that one, anybody can. Until I want to wait, where ministers is here, they've been here over 60 years now, where ministers. Because that is political office. You are not in the.
Yeah, but I know they are political now. I'm talking about chief directors. Civil servants, that. Now we are in the time, President Mahama or your president, we are in the tenure. Now, I feel on one so baby because this is the issue I can consider to Supreme Court and so much.
Into them chief director, he got a contract extension. His contract of employment terminated at 60 years. And he was given a contract extension. And even that one, the rules set to it is that he can't do more than 2 terms of 2 years each. So the maximum somebody of that caliber would get a contract on retirement is 4 years and he retires. The point is, after he has retired at 64 years, can he come back and take up an office?
Okay. I can't come back to the mama.
And the president, you do to me.
You do to me.
Okay.
But while I'm there, just like Crunchy said in the Article 66, the Constitution doesn't say there by force are there. It has to be concurrent or consecutive. It doesn't say. You use
the letter of the Constitution. But you use the principles also.
Okay.
And law is founded on principles.
Okay.
That's why we are going to. He's going to test the law.
Okay. So you endorse maybe I can crunch up and that it's good that he's testing the law.
I think he should do it, and he should be agnostic of personalities.
Okay.
Because today it is Mahama. 10 years time, it could be somebody else who will go and want to come back again. What do we do? But once we go to law and we test the law, it sets the foundation so it can't happen again.
Okay. Okay. So can Crunchy, Mammy read it 66 bill before we go to 68 now. My argument say nipa no Ghana sika or benefited from a minor. Inti therefore to me some mabio say or benya benefit bill. 66 no yan stay honor kakra because a person elected as president shall, subject to clause 3 of this article, hold the office for a term of 4 years beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as president. Beginning 7 January now. Yadini besi akonya so no. Clause 2 say a person shall not be elected to hold the office of as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. One say more than 2 terms. Yes, I was say consecutive so. And I distinguish from where there's a split, a break in the tenure. No, what happens to the second term? Obabio Obabe Tuaso as second term, and Obabe Tuaso as a fresh first term and a second term analysis, which is what you are seeking interpretation for. No, meboa.
It is not explicit in the constitution. Say Obetumia Kofia Samba, and also Tuaso. And where you get that confusion, I think it is only right. Say they were two penny for you, no mamma again. Say, oh, a bit me a back home, a bit me and I back on me in a year. Omo can't try a vessel. I think another very important point here is say, obey Obafufro, he has become a new child. And that's Article 68. They say, only for your pay, only your papa president for your pay. The disaster is a cophobia to me stand there. The cophone to me stand there, I didn't know or not to me standing. So we by your president and all resign here. Also by your former president. Woman in our conditions here. I didn't know back to me standing because I could too. Now back to your former president. Because they fought to know the show conditions. You will be once you enter the office, all the time 1 week, grandpa and your Kufuado, you know, and one average for the rest of your life. There's no difference. Okay. Let me start. Tabadu makes a very important point about pensions. Let me read Article 68.4.
Okay.
Or say on leaving office, the president shall receive a gratuity in addition to pension. In addition to pension.
Okay.
Mr. Tabadu,
it is the same president, Mama, or pension, any gratuity.
Pension. Mr. Tabadu, me that's people out there, all the agent for Praba, or say a comment the rate did become. Or the pension. Or the pension, say, or the pension is a pensioner.
Gratuity near ex gratia now, what you know.
Or give you a lot of
ex gratia the door.
And also I
get pension is here.
Ex gratia, then.
Ex gratia near one time payment now was Article 71 for them.
Why you money that was it?
What that was it? Into why you may be more than I say. I see our pension.
And also pension, I will be a demo, maybe
I pension. The pension, I pensioner. It's a never crime amended no. I ask for more constitutional interpretation. Is he a pensioner or not? And like Mr.
Mama Cracker saw a pensioner. That's an admission. But you want the law to emphasize, say, or your pensioner, they are benefiting from the state here. Ubeti me asambe contest. It
is a pensioner, they obey me asambe contest. I think that we amended the writ and add those declarations. And for you know they are supremely qualified. I don't want to. The person they do situation are very preemptive, very qualified, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and do my school. They do my court Supreme Court. My 15 years and above. They are over 30 years of judicial decisions and we are very qualified. It's Jama Omo. Omo na call left on the correct on. I think they'll be fair impartial. Obi am so bin continue fee. But also thought I on paying for me of fee as some 2 year omo 1 year deco. So you do could do what the president go for. Any monyam for modern net now. Now as some see it you be fair with yourself.
Maybe I like what you are doing because now can say yes be our own pair obi asem. But in Sanyama way, you know, your gaps away your constitution may also be failing gaps in my. And yes, I now can Ochina be a mamma, the Obeko. Now, Ochina, Quack, another person about giddy woman, into your canny, whom baby a down near the ato, the SSA, the two, but oh, can Article 68.4. Me per se a check from 68 no 68 no one no cry banina. One or say the president shall not, while he continues in office as president, hold any other office of profit or emolument, whether private or public, and whether directly or indirectly, or B, hold an office of chancellor or head of any university of Ghana. And okay, 2, the president shall not, on leaving office as president, hold any office of profit or of emolument except with permission of parliament or in any establishment, either directly or indirectly, other than the that of the state. Say our president Mahama officially is the candidate of NDC. Can we say by no yeah Juma state na? Say
answer yana maybe say Alanche Martin classic example. Alanche Martin o two and among apẹ so be flag bearer. Oye state in Ejuma na oye state in Ejuma. Ebi an obey flag bearer of MPP. Oye flag bearer of MPP. I say work for the state. Me, I don't believe so.
I don't think I work for the state. So we are flag bearer, a private political party. And
a political party is not a state organ.
Okay.
So if he's a flag bearer of a political party, on ye abandon nejuma, on ye abandon Otianakau.
Okay, it is a one on Yabajuma. Number 2, he said the argument has been made, say, on GP.
Exactly.
On GP, the year say, okay, from an to me. This is a question penny phone. But then the conditions of that candidates in the core manuma, no more from so on GP. And you be a
you almost 30 over 30 years a crowd. Presidential candidates for Nomuji pay or party be more. I'm not aware of it, Bomuji pay, because constitution say so be holding any office of profit here. And there was also permission. Not just a way no can say or permission or parliament to Kransana why NDC presidential candidate too.
I agree with you.
Again,
I agree with you.
Again, what is from a legal perspective? What do you define as an office of profit? An office of profit, juma that's an office of profit. Inti ontumunkankaye today chairman of a board, I will go to Yanakao. Ontumunkaye managing director of a company or a state agency, I will go to Yanakao. But you do me be a what about man no or ye juma or ye.
Okay, voluntary.
Now, in certain voluntary vocations, today, Dr. Edward Mahama, ambassador at large, you say, minister at large.
Ambassador at large.
Or you'll be a or the president or function be or outside. Ontumunko. Ideally, in Obama, ne chancellor, na ambassador, or high commissioner, or economy, or aquaman. But Nipan also engagement to baby. Now, Asuman de common. Or Obama per diem. That per diem is not a profit.
Okay. Into per diem, no one can count.
Per diem and yet profit. Okay. Or a stipend.
Okay.
Because it to Kwana Kono, it be an about here there to Nsu. Abaton is about to Nsu no.
Okay.
To Obama.
Nigeria as an election observer. It's not
or yes, salaried work.
Okay.
Or voluntary work, no, okay, by virtue of the fact that we finish, baby, no, okay, the hotel, so big will go to your car, or one so big, or Bonomansa, or Nina will go to ya. If you are go to ya direct, no, affirm. If you also back at the discount, need to an here, only yet for profit.
So, candidate is being a presidential candidate an office for profit, and now it's a voluntary work.
Not.
Okay.
He is just leading a group of a political party is an association, and he's just leading a group of people who share a common ideology and a common philosophy.
Okay, but knowing that presidential candidate, that's where they raise funding, they rally people around. In funding, they are distributing it to regions, from national to regions. Now, can we still maintain that it's not an office? What do you think about say office of profit and I say no profit in him a voluntary work?
Or see, the word that is used in that particular article is in any establishment. Me, per my understanding, maybe a stipend, but the exact conditions of your engagement with that private establishment, you ought to go and tell the people's representatives and explain to them. Say, okay, me be your family election observer, Nigeria, they will pay me certain stipends. The Senate president we took when the letter call Parliament. No, I believe that something similar should happen. It's in other court. Now, for conditions in Munafre. There's a fiction that we are all being encouraged to accept. Now, some fiction, I think some should be the fiction that the presidential candidate does not receive emolument. It is one of the biggest sentences.
Just receiving monuments, no?
No, see, the
Mr.
Electoral
Well,
Commission
say,
Act.
Let me go.
The Electoral Commission Act allows a political party to raise funds. And it defines how they raise the funds and who they can raise funds from.
But Mr. Tabe, the way your constitution has your Electoral Commission has more.
They be
Electoral Commission.
No, here body of law, no. Constitution or apex. Then the statute will follow. Now the statute which creates the political party as a legal entity, will define how the legal entity would raise funds. Now, as a presidential candidate of the political party, when he's raising funds, he's not raising funds in his personal capacity. Okay. He's raising funds in the name of the party.
Okay.
That is why one nomination, the party that nominates him, even parliamentarians, they don't go on their own.
Yeah, but see, party they nominate who we are, you become an officer of the party.
Of the party.
As the leader of the
constitution of the party, not because of the law.
Okay.
Because of the constitution of the party.
Yeah, but Mr. Atabedu, Kankwachi was quoting Article 68(2), no? Or can say any establishment, does it not include political parties? So say president, former president, BB in any establishment, political party no dear any so can, because I think NDC crowd over candidate, you are the candidate and leader. You are not just the presidential candidate, you are the candidate and leader of the party.
I am looking for the interpretations of the constitution to find the definition of establishment.
Okay. Can continue your point now, son? I will line it take on. So when you were arguing, say
the point I'm making, say this fiction we are being encouraged to believe in, say a candidate, nothing passes through your hand. In actuality, a lot passes through your hand. Number two, in my understanding, there in any establishment, would include political parties. It is for them to come and say, and yes, sir, and I said there's some other understanding beyond my understanding, and for them to say, maybe I'm not right. But I think, say, before he went to become a candidate, he should have contacted Parliament and sought their permission. Send the dear Mr. Tabedu Kano. Maybe I'm understanding, no, it's not the best, but I think. Okudi can call now. Show said, "This is where I want to go." No, you go with blessings.
Mr. Sabe, do one interpretation and now here for establishment because where Mr. Ken Krache can say, well, and it's true, the politics, media, you work in political reporting, candidates for any day. I'm on a besi almost. And the question is whether or not he can base your political donation, base you almost no. A profit, holding it amounts to holding an office of president. I don't know. Because baby could raise funding. Can we construe that as holding an office of profit or not, Mr. Talbedu?
Okay, Article 295, interpretations. I want to be your definitions. Unfortunately, circle definitions now. An establishment is not defined here.
Just I was saying Supreme Court to fill that
gap. Supreme Court define establishment there. What do we mean by an establishment?
I mean, first say you're very good for President Mahama and post AC by now, because when we have clarity, I don't know whether if within NDC will be ample way to flag it. Because I was saying, person could be in NDC crowd would have preempted. They say, court, never court interpretive way. Answer na semaba because one way you know last minute ya dey be chairman ato aba and 1 week to elections. That's a Supreme Court interpretation be say we say you can't come back or be it can be
no,
serious.
No be pedo the president, but nipa no wako jail da. Ohwe no hu the ahwe ya obi opposition botu we ja no akwa na last minute was awe no. Onankasa no ma ni nipa okosui na wo test law no to get clarity on the positions. Yeah, Becca,
yeah, Kwame, yeah, Papa Kwame Pienim, and a Rosemary Kwame, the court, yeah.
Exactly. Inti, there are times when Obibo to at no academy na MPP fu no push can consider on your more bad. But I was also chair and your mama will push in on your more yet.
Yeah, because can grant your grandma for your mama da.
Because opedo testing CCR no settle we no to all you sure that when you're 18 clear months out of the campaign any issues in yamba. It's a political strategy. The politicians now know when you how we play. And so I had to touch line yet in the addition.
It can crunch. I don't know when you file and I'm file more you know more
my file be mama can be kakra.
Okay.
When we filed our petition before Parliament, we sent the National Democratic Congress a copy.
Okay.
And we published in the media. And interestingly, they still say network Ayekasa was okay FM. And now a busy Tamakro Becca said, I don't know law. Now I should have realized say if I want to do a constitutional thing, I should take it to the Supreme Court. And let's say I'm not say or say minimum law because my summer President Mama or court. It seems that he's saying two different things. I mean, they come out more. Your mind is a copy no. And as the NDC decided, say, no more satisfied. I don't think so. You would have been where we are. And can be a come take you Rosemary Kwam, option. No man can say you baby because more be or tab on team, but also try the one can say sometimes they try a little softer. And next time when we get this up, because some of us we want the nation to do well. It's your laps beer. You're very easy. Other issues will come up in a 1 month, in 2 months concerning other state agencies. And then people will realize that it's not because the beer will be kind, Mahama. But when it will say you didn't run in your manoma, Ghana democracy, necessarily you need to raise the issue with appropriate context.
But you can grant time men now they rate now the comma NDC and now show article no time men now the way comma NDC.
Me petition Parliament in my NDC copy.
Copy. 2016 and
April 2023.
And this could be potentially.
I gave a lot of bodies. I gave the Ghana Bar Association a copy. I think we gave CDD and IEA copies. I think Parliament was petitioned directly. We gave the minority leadership. We gave the majority leadership. There was a lot of opportunity for somebody to have realized, say, the issues that were being raised were serious issues. But everybody virtually ignored it. And almost so to me, I make a cry fine. I'm team
it counts to their job. It counts to their job. If they say no more filing or Supreme Court, say we interpretation issue to book on the Supreme Court, invoke more regional jurisdiction.
The Supreme Court registry. They call Supreme Court registry. It's almost so year Juma. And now believe no frame say they are on the process of 7 other parties they can find. We shall direct service at the end of the day.
It's date says that date when our mobile case.
It's a technical matter. It's we say there's a one last document a lawyer for no prepare almost a statement of case. It's no so
this issue. One name is Atabedu. I think Mr. Atabedu can raise about 68 because they say I crying trying to explain it. No, can something different from the Mr. Atabedu can about whether we a party leader and flag bearer. Sir, office near office of profit. Office I profit. But as a man would be example now, my for instance, say Alan Chamanti, they say, we a minister. And I will resign because the office of profit will resign from conflict of interest and so crying to resign or contested for candidate. So, but how about say Obi raising example? For instance, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So your vice president, he's paid as vice president. He's still contesting as candidate. Must he resign and answer Onya we know say for instance on your flag bearer anyway and I say when yeah at which point na you required to say on resigning because on also a monument in we
Since on the emolument, I think he's on salary.
he's on salary.
He's on salary, and he's an official of the state.
Okay.
It's I know only another gray area. Maybe also investigating something or not so called. People have raised very genuine questions about that. I don't think he should resign. I don't think he should resign. I don't think
As soon as you demand that he should resign, it means you are demanding that any certain president who is contesting for a second term must also resign.
Okay.
So you say that.
I don't think he should
you
resign.
remember when President Obama was contesting for the second term, it was made public. We're in public there. He can't use Air Force One for his personal campaigns. Until when he was going on his personal campaigns, the party was charter flight man.
I see.
Or he is made to pay for the cost of using Air Force One.
Okay.
Because or a certain president, so they can't sacrifice his security, but he has to campaign.
Okay.
Until that travel, so or your personal travel on your state function, so he pays for the cost of the travel.
Okay. But say about me, I always say you
need this time around, Mati, Muhuni, the Orbe campaign was Greater Accra. He joined his campaign team in a bus. He didn't use his convoy because he doesn't want to use state facilities for his private endeavor.
But no, about Coupe and then that's all and nails and razzle or far bass to call about Coupe.
Obisu Botu Wakado Orsun because he is a property of the state as vice president.
Okay.
And we must give him security 24/7.
Oh, okay.
So by doing that and going to sit in a bus with everybody, he is compromising his security.
Oh, compromising go for go bus in when you any party for 9 people. What is the compromising of
the vice president?
Okay.
Obian swear oath of office.
Okay.
Obian kita state secrets.
Okay. Okay.
Until the president and the vice president, they are not normal citizens. They are not normal citizens.
Until Chede Messi Okoto Banku cry because the person holds an estate office. Or whether you garden more Okoto Banku.
We have a whole state apparatus, national security, to provide security for him and the president.
Okay. That's very interesting. Also, constitution and shada area bia. Inti American da also can contribute more for no way soon. Okay.
You see, the point is that the Supreme Court is there to give interpretation to the Constitution where it lacks clear understanding. And the black and white we see, there's always a spirit behind it. And so if you don't understand the spirit behind it, you go to the Supreme Court and they are supposed to expose it.
Okay.
And they will give it interpretation.
Okay. Okay. What do you think before I bring it over that one? What do you think about this?
Oh, I think I tend to agree with Mr. Tabedu's commentary on the vice president. I don't think he needs to resign. I don't think that I don't think the two scenarios are on all fours. And there are differences between the vice president's issue and the issue to do with the former president. I don't think for me or Tesona officer or BB. And maybe or no, I think it's a crime and no crime. So you won't be paying. Aliu Mama. Was it Aliu Mama?
Yeah, Aliu Mahama, yeah.
I don't think so. There's any need for any attempt at constitutional interpretation here.
Okay. Go back to the Mr. Tabedu can because a very important point that he raised. But Elvis, good evening.
Good evening.
So where are there?
Adam.
Minister, what can crunch here now? More rate no more court Supreme Court now. Yeah, come what because this is a very serious constitutional issue. So Supreme Court my interpretation here who say President Mahama because any other vice former president so oji emolument wabedi president da oje pension obetimi asan be contest for president and two ne term no consecutive and I say where there's a split obetimi atoa so abeye one term pe and President Mahama baby obetimi 2 terms because bakona share because anya continuous 2 terms. What do you think?
Oh, I'm saying many I can reading the issues. No, I'm saying me the jam can say constitution there. Ono mo tro no o matro. Nanso you can say constitution there be two adua. Supreme Court head interpreter na abede mra. Dan mra nine na dey ejuma. And a typical example where the Auditor General ruling in Supreme Court edibetu jwana anu ya.
Exactly.
Ubekaya Auditor General Diajuma under President Kufuor, when President Mills came, Oman call leave. Oman call accumulated leave. But Obi Anfa go Supreme Court inti. We didn't see anything wrong with it. Obi Anfa Supreme Court inti issue as at that time no and the issue. But Dominic Udeba and Obi said Debi, Yanfa Supreme Court, now Supreme Court team said President. City president will to me so bet to me as suspend about actually an auditor general so on leave and the ruling no I mean who say no future president obeba obey side any biom and those say see or be agreement time now obi anfa court no say obi dey court am Supreme Court na say illegal only president need that right unconstitutional say on man penny be catch auditor general say on leave and he has settled that issue for me. Can the NR or they call and me, I'm happy for it. We'll get a ruling, and the ruling will give us a better idea because all along we yet can say Ghana president by the constitution over 2 terms, and the 2 terms no. For me personally, and to so no filing the suit no, I have never thought about it. It's supposed to be a continuous thing. That's a nipani eluzuno or koba. Want to be denied. So issues I'm not a constitutional person, lawyer, and something. Now my dear uncle, what they are me, all I'm looking out for is what would the Supreme Court say? One the Supreme Court pronounce us need to know about the president. But for me, I want my dream as a journalist there. I think say a president of Ghana by the constitution as it says, no say over 2 terms, and for that 2 terms, no, I don't think that it's supposed to be continuous. I think that whether it's continuous or not, anybody want to be president of Ghana is entitled to 2 terms. That is me imagining. But the Supreme Court Bekano and the debate.
Okay. Okay. Until what there 1 + 1 is 2. Say 1 ni bomu 2. And I say 1 with space plus another 1. There 2 terms. That's what
baby Fabia Nipano 2 terms. And the President Mahama said. Onya kwan na oba diwa oba be serve another 1 term na the term aso no ko it for me no whether continuous split or whatever it is no me ti ase ni say omanpanyi bia e wo 2 terms as president of Ghana me ti ase no.
Okay, what Alves, what about this issue in article 68 now Ken so can say once hold the office of prophet say person we hear aduma o dem mami read the 68 no say the president shall not, while he continues in office as president, hold any other office for profit or emolument, whether private or public. No, I think can now 68 was say the president shall not, on leaving office as president, hold any other office of profit or emolument except with the permission of Parliament in any establishment, either directly or indirectly, other than even we can extend it either directly or indirectly. Into political party, it can be directly or indirectly an establishment. Say, who free officer? What do you think about Hono? Who free officer? I want to mean a year of profit. So, we a candidate. She said, former President Mahama, so a candidate. This is an office that Rebecca so he have permission from Parliament.
The point the constitution we define what it meant by profit. They are also defining what it meant by profit in that context that they will be able to come in it because profit can also be say So Bedi Omampenya is a profit to him. The fact say Obabe flag bearer say Saturn Bano Bedi Omampenya is also a profit to him, say, but to me and the second term. But I'm not sure that there's whether the constitution define what it meant by for profit in that context. Because profit they can come in several ways. And the minimum said there's any definition about what for profit meant. So it is that definition is what they are. Then I really can't. I don't think I can reduce it to say ebi awodia kituya anaway because me can't wait because from President Rawlings to President Kufuor to Omunyina and Omufri officer, they all get appointment to serve as ambassadors to the several groups, UN agencies and all that. So I nyama we depend kwa the obeda allowance be that also constitute profit. It is probably maybe we have to really look at that because maybe our conference now or by be a man some pedi and say what be mama UN who call their dikakrawi and no does it constitute profit because some of us oh a man penya international appointment after leaving office. The NJ who said our former president will get UN international appointment to go and serve in other capacities. Now, of serving in that capacity now, and for so be free move back, whether in kind or in cash, no. Do we declare that also as profit by the constitutional definition? You can see the Article 9 defining for the purpose of clarity when defining what it meant to say profit. For me, it's a big challenge because even when I get appointment as a former president to become a UN ambassador, it's a profit to me because it goes to my credit. Say, after serving as president, I also served as an ambassador to ABCD as what? It adds to my reputation. Okay. And adding to my reputation is also profit in a way. Okay. And then for me, the definition of the word profit there, if the constitution is clear about the definition, fine. But if it's not clear, then maybe when the case is being heard at the Supreme Court also, they should be able to do an interpretation what they meant by profit in that article.
Okay. Mr. Atabe, have you seen any interpretation behind an interpretation section of the Constitution say for profit? Because I don't know Elvis Ibusa.
You see, it also applied to parliamentarians. It is a read Article 98. 98.1 say a member of parliament shall be paid such salary and allowances and provided with such facilities as may be determined in accordance with Article 71 of this Constitution. Then 98.2, a member of parliament shall not hold any office of profit or emolument, whether private or public, and either directly or indirectly, unless permitted to do so by the Speaker, acting on the recommendations of the Committee of Parliament on the grounds that holding that office will not prejudice the work of a member of parliament, and no conflict of interest arises or would arise as a result of the member holding that office.
But I know you're for parliament,
so a principle, laws are founded on principle. Now, what is the principle? This parliament did expand the principle a little bit. Why is it so? You find there, me lawyer, more parliament. I'm being paid, but I am still running my law firm actively. Or yes, say a pass law be a parliament and a board committee. No, my client, my law, not my person, no, or affecting no, or to a commissioner. That means you do my man. A madam law no ambado.
Okay.
And me charging you per chrono. In that case, I'm charging and I'm charging you per chrono or for profit. So to prevent that conflict of interest, what's it? As soon as you get into that political office, whether or that state office, whether you're a parliamentarian or you're a president, you are not supposed to hold that office that will make you earn money.
Okay. But that is what every so can say we are candidate. Any officer would be pesca. You don't earn any.
Being a presidential candidate is not an office.
Okay.
A political party is not an establishment that would earn you the salary or emolument. Say per diem do our salary. All we have to do is to pick the political parties' financial accounts. Yes, you might. You both want expenditures. You want expenditures. You both there every month will turn account as a salary. That is for profit.
Lady,
Okay.
If the parties in Nankasa one constitution now, they state that the people who hold office, who their office is for profit, your general secretary, one or full time. One hour count when
you're full time.
When you're full time.
Okay, because Elvis' argument, no Elvis' argument, was that a profit. Unya you and a Jumani idea a profit to CV. Mostly,
different kinds. Hanatete or emphasis here. Or the head of one of the UN agencies. It's a full-time job. That is for profit.
Okay.
But John Mahama being sent to Somalia as peace
election observer.
On your political, on your full-time job, and it is not for profit.
Okay.
Baby, it is our corner amount per diem. What will you describe that per diem?
The per diem is an expense. It is not profit. A per diem is to take care of your expense. So, Elvis, I have more small. Because secondly, na kay you mama. I was going to do Panama or the most comedical.
What does the mom is comedical?
Good. That is kind of per diem and a stipend.
Okay.
Now, I have the option, one of two options. Either the mama or car, not driver, mato fuel. Na metia hotel no, na dibia na nsan bo no metia in advance. Another corner ko baka no whatever motia, you won't get a dime.
But what about if I'm giving an appointment to mama honorarium? If they give a honorarium for coming to help the UN.
Yes, but honorarium on your salary. Honorarium on your salary.
Then you are reducing the profit to salary. And over profit now. Profit now, that's what I have a problem. Is profit reduced to only salary or any gain that you make from that position?
The reason why
any gain you make from that
position.
No, there. The reason why here presidents they retire on their salaries. The reason why here Supreme Court judges they retire on their salaries. The reason why here Commissioner of Police Inspector General, Inspector General, he retires on his salary. It is because the spirit behind that provision is that if you put him in a place where he has to go and work to make a living, he can trade state secrets. To make a living. And because you don't want to put him in a place of conflict of interest, they say that retire on your salary. Anytime I will buy just IGP in the salary, be a former IGP in the salary change. So he is not supposed to do any work that will make him profit. So you don't go to a shop, they're not on cement. Because you're trying to cow.
Okay. Elvis, points and now better making no. Now I'm
on by the argument, the salary is the profit. Now what I'm saying is by the contract definition, that are we taking is salary is only about the profit or any gain that comes out of that is also considered as profit. That's what I'm saying. That say clause or define what is meant by profit because when the clause are not define what is profit, and I go somewhere. A former president, President Kufuor, UN said the Ejuma, or Ejuma, Ejuma now was said the amount. It's a gain the person has made out of that work or Akoye. Now, so Ejuma no nya gainer. Do we say that because any salary and any profit? So that's what I'm saying. The definition of the word profit in this context can also help. The definition of what is meant by profit can also help. So what really is the definition of profit? Is it only salary or any gain that the person makes from that role also constitute profit? For me, if that definition is clear, then we know what we meant by the as I said, former President Mahama NDC candidate on your profit. But if he wins, is it not profitable to him to be president for a second term?
Okay, yes.
The fact that to become president, is it not a gain he has made? and it is made that gain. We say that because the word profit, we are relating only to salary. So any other gain is not included. Then fine. But I think the context of the word profit in that sentence, probably the Supreme Court will define it when they decide the case, and then it will guide all of us.
I think I know that. I even can agree. Say that's why a case we court very important. Say court an understanding of the excess profit near then. By the to the extent of say the parliament for no constitution, they almost say you can't hold an office of the president. I say about president, they know a slightly different that interpretation of the Macan Crajana. Ken.
If you are Medasipi, one say Mr. Tabedu mentioned Article 98.1 and Article 98.2. An analogous provision, Article 68.1, Article 68.1. Article 68.1 man or say the president shall not, while he continues in office as president, A, hold any other office of profit or emolument, whether direct or indirect or public, or whether directly or indirectly, and B, hold the office of chancellor or head of a university in Ghana. Now, I realize, unlike member of parliament, who can seek permission from a committee in parliament, the president is not in that position.
Okay.
So he was always talking about principle. When you are doing principle, you must look at the analogous forms. The position of members of parliament, is not the same as president of Ghana. Now, okay, so I say IGP free officer. Conflict of interest in the monument. That would apply to Article 68.2. There's a president need free office. No person here Jumebia. Because IGP was state secret, how much more with the president? Well, the information President Kufuor about the assets of this country. President Kufuor about the assets of this country. That is why Article 68.2 is there. And also in any establishment. I would say, whether I say office of profit is talking about stipend, honorarium, or salary.
Okay.
The first thing you start is go to parliament.
Okay. Now say in this case, okay. But in this case, in the context of state security, and now name is Atebedu Ken. Sir, we know Sikisa Obaba president. Until there's no threat to state.
I'm not quite a flat barrel establishment. Amount of information between them and NDC.
Okay, as a political party, a private entity.
No, as a former president of Ghana. Information you want to know between the NDC privately, the NDC there. So it is to guard against some of these things. I think that is why Article 68.2 is there.
Yeah, but don't you think they want to raise another issue? Say where to say President Kufuor do now honor your sitting president 2016. Osan Tuaso as the presidential candidate for MPP in 2020. Honor the same person, no, and all continue. But as presidential candidate of MPP or a private person leading a private.
Or your president, no. Or your president, no. The condition is different. And a president on leaving office also by another person altogether. A Kufuor in office is not a Kufuor in who has left office.
Okay.
That's what they can say. Given the technical nature of Article 68.2, Nipa Article 68.2, Article 68.2 affecting the piano, in my opinion, should not be allowed to contest again.
Okay.
As someone make very simply, that is my opinion. But I know your opinion, when you be a train.
And I like there and now there's a disclaimer and I at the end of the day, no media for so that wage now so a very good learning experience for you. I said about 1 year even how our Supreme Court near maybe say, baby, maybe say no, or be anyone quite so interpret it. Because any could be a president, Mama, for Befan said you pay. Ghana for so pank, Befan said you pay by Supreme Court to pay and our constitution moment to me say,
have the power.
Bibi, actually, and as Obi say. Bibi boy brow baby womo pe na 2 minutes mo kwai so mo nkyerem ti na wo de akwa akoma mo se omo enkyerem ti enyina de commentary ana ye nkyerase na ye de adwuma the last decision wo the Supreme Court for the
Supreme Court.
just that I'm seeing the potential now. The obvious remember only the only marking. Is it a threat to multi-party politics? And now this one is rather an advancement because a bit more. Yeah, far topic way. I could be more NDC full soldiers on board. I then I'm discuss the topic way, and I'm going to mean Mahama because I'm going to say an opportunity to advance expansion of the law. So, is there a threat to political party behind this a potential lawsuit like this?
Well, I think there can be a very important issue about the issue of state secrets. Okay, the Apostle of America to see Donald Trump, the FBI, very confidential documents that was the private residence. And now the FBI is saying, say, why of us handle on be prosecuting? So it meant to say when you are a former president, there's a lot of state secrets so key to the state who person who use against the state as an individual because you're no longer in office you can. And even the sitting president of America, Joe Biden, on one case, FBI, I could find it very confidential documents. Our sitting president, they have to investigate him as well. It is as Ken has said, a continuous December 7th, Akufo-Addo is still president of Ghana, even though he's campaigning on NPP ticket. He's still president and therefore loyal to all the oaths he has taken as president. His term of presidency only ends on January 7th by the Constitution of Ghana. And it's on a president now continue. The risk now may not be there because he should still say you are still a president in office, so you may not use state secret against the state when you are campaigning. But then you are now a former president and you want to come back. And if there is information you can use against the state to your advantage so that you can win elections, any power who person back to power. So if you honor, you got that information or whatever it is, pass in office. By the time now, company to come back, when we say sign information and sign minimum, I can use it against the state to my benefit in order to come back to power. The possibility is any panel ever use it's also there. Anything an FBI will want to prosecute Donald Trump for finding secret document in his house.
Okay.
Donald Trump is gunning to return to the presidency of America. But FBI is quite offers to handle that information. One person will prosecute you. And I think clearly, if any argument or the way I will be glad to hear the kind of things Supreme Court Becca found, for instance, we are maintaining maybe few of mine. When lose election after 110, you want to come back. Information probably if you use it to advantage, a more advantage in the election to come to power. Is it possible? Is it not possible that any panel ever use it to the advantage? I think that all these questions, and that's why whatever the Supreme Court will say, the fact mean that can maybe the imagine any panel is entitled to 2 terms of presidency. But now that he's raised the issue of state secret and whether the person can use it for his party against the state and all these issues, and here is the case. Ghana the entity that said the security agency be already the former president is almost really state secret too. So in our case, and it's America. The FBI no be any evidence say or they are convinced that something be new fear. They can even raid your house. Yes, situation look like this
Media Hammy Pony say, I don't know why a presumption be say Nipani a former president even the issue of state secrets quite a threat because what Nipa Otia so a bit holding state secrets, that person can even be more of a threat. Because the fact so Nipa is sitting president, no that means protecting a state secret.
Yes, you make a valid point. In a example, say FBI, the secret documents was Donald Trump, Joe Biden, city president. They also went to raid his house. What they are saying, they also went to raid his house because they believe say those documents never see. Nisie is not the rightful place for such state secrets to be kept.
Yeah.
So they raided the house of the sitting president because they believe that it is wrong to have such highly classified state secrets. Even sitting president. So what we are saying, the American people understand it. Anything that they can raid the home of the sitting president, say you are sitting on certain information that should never be in your personal possession and in your private home.
Okay.
And then they raided his house.
Okay.
And it's a very important issue you have raised. Do we have our security agencies to that level? Almost let me raid the house of a sitting president. Let me raid the house of a former president. These are questions we should ask ourselves. And the American one is a key example to us that FBI raided the homes of the former president, raided the home even of the former vice president, and then the home of the sitting president. And the point they made is that the kind of information now personal houses, it is a very high state secret, and that's how and now they are taking action against some of them. So it's true, say that fear, say even the sitting president can use those state secrets. Anytime America be ready the house of a sitting president, but yes, security agencies, they are be that someone ready former president to be now sitting president. They are looking for state secret now. These are issues, probably this suit, we may say, I may say, I agree, say 2 terms, and whether it is contaminous or whatever, I don't. But we are not discussing these issues now in terms of state secret and how they are handled. And now I'm giving you the example of what is happening in America to state secret and how the FBI say you can't have this in your house, so we are going to take action against you. It will draw our minds to certain things that probably when we are looking at how to frame our reviewed constitution, we may put some of these things in place.
Okay. So because like I'm saying, I don't know, once this issue comes up, a lot of people feel attacked. Say, it's targeted at Omo party, it's targeted at Omo candidates, it's targeted at former President Mahama. To say they can crunchy case suit Oma serve President Kufuor as former president. Oma serve parliament because Omo person and yet targeted at a particular person. Omo person who say going forward, at the end of the day, say okay, America for much Omo constitution over 200 years. At the end of the day, baby, a quite them way a constitution may be me that shame. Said about Nina Bebo Ghana for. So me, I agree with the old candidate can Mr. Tabedumunama can say constitution is 2 terms. But I don't know whether would you be surprised if Supreme Court Becca say 2 terms? Say truncated at any point. Obi candidate in some no best start here. The person is entitled to a new 2 term. Because it must be a continuous 2 term. I
think say you do a lot of learning from this exercise. Amendment be I think that they are very qualified ladies and gentlemen, and they put it where they believe it should properly be.
Media, like you said, whatever it is, I think President Mama, he should, or baby also applauding who said, number one, the candidates, his even interest in returning back to lead NDC is making of history because they been see that. They been see that Ghana. He started a G independence. Yeah, president. So he's making history. And the fact that case we crack court no be I was saying this party for no actually I'm party full soldiers since there's somebody can crunch at them and you should rather embrace this as a growth for democracy. Because been see that we're making history into why you be that's credit to you. You see, number 2, the Supreme Court interpreted it and Mibusa can crunchy say so 10 years 2 terms so a crime be demoni a twem wo baby oba start another 2 terms as an advantage to President Mama, which means obenya 16 years no onya we need election in 2024 he will get for 8 years into what the day back on be can 16 years, and that will be the most important thing for me. That was a good opportunity to change Ghana. And yet you didn't call for attempts I didn't be the court. It's a good opportunity, say, taking the mandate of people to change Ghana, not Ghana, Benya, and Faswa or Minim. Mr. Tabedu, what do you think? Mr. Tabedu and Tonka, so way in the mind, I mean, kind of for messages or Mudiaba. Food soldiers in there, they are not taking advantage to even learn. Where opportunity more be as a can grant law. Mr. Tabedu was your law. Supreme Court assembly, but this is a good opportunity for people to study the law. Instead, somebody sending message and where did he attempt? Because me my chair say, yeah, did he attempt? Yeah, your body na yet is tortoise or chiata so cry better. Yeah, I had the moody attempt and carry your coat and carry shirt. You are wasting your data. Send the question moment about Boama what you may be womb. Mr. Tabedu, mammy, too.
Mr. Constitution is explicit. A person can serve 2 terms as president. It means he can sit in that office on 2 occasions. Each time he will sit there for 4 years. So John Mahama had the benefit of sitting there in 1 term of 4 years. It means if he comes today to be president, he can only do another 4 years. He can't do more than 4
Do you think the constitution is that clear? Because me, I
That-
don't
that
see
one
it
is
as
explicit.
clear as that.
That one is explicit.
Eh.
Only 2 terms.
Very explicit.
So it is not, that one is not in doubt.
Okay.
It can only
Maybe
do
I don't see. Me, I see that the constitution said 2 terms.
what it says 2
One
terms.
can
It
say
doesn't
2
say
terms and what was so.
what
And
it
I
doesn't
2
say
terms.
in your on kade or do consecutive. So or your kade or consecutive. In church your first term we are or they win in a triado and 2 and triado and they lose.
Okay.
But once a one kade or 2 terms of 4 years a term. That the maximum you can be called a president is 8 years.
Okay. Okay. It cannot be more than that. Okay.
It can never be more than the fact that beyond 8 years you can be called a president again.
Okay. Okay.
That one is explicit. It's not in doubt.
Okay. Always, do you agree? Say to 8 years and to me 12, because Supreme Court interpreting it say 2 times. So a move better. The person is entitled to start a whole new 2 times. And then it's obey me 12 years. Clear that.
Many lawyer I the constitution is clear. Say 2 terms and each term is made up of 4 years. The constitution actually make it clear that a term is 4 years.
Okay.
And the person is entitled to 2 4-year terms. So that's not going to be possible, say, or say they are waiting for years that another 8 years. They are and yet possible because the constitution is very clear on that issue. The only term is entitled to 1 more term. That 1 more term is 4 years. So that one, nothing can change it.
Okay. Well, how they can that's all. No, the only one doing chebi anti enjoy Supreme Court no more fight. Me say a share candidate na so for my President Mahama they were one way. He's the official candidate of National Democratic Congress (NDC). Obi and to me nyahwe wo ho. Say we the nyina ye chance President Mahama be after Asin North the ye be hu say or the Professor Jenna no Pokwadman e be call as the running mate. And I obey to say Kojo Bonsu. Send to Dr. Dufo, send to another new candidate or then we don't know. And on but for MPP for the who saw my omodia. And the contest is becoming heated. Osha Kennedy Japan entrance into the scene. Beginning now of focus or dear grass say no yenya a leverage kakra. I'm a cosi proud scratch and say, hey, I say Kennedy Japan in a 9-year age form. Osha Baumia people are saying that Baumia they among the candidates. As an uncle comfortable lead, but economy no is exposing him kakra. Say no watch no ho. Alan Chairman so yeah there, but he's trying to dissociate himself. Say, menka MPP for him, but okay economic management team. Until if there's any mistake, error, failure, you must own up. Jitum and sana watch that media I can do a better job. And then you have the likes of Yera Ejakon. People are saying that he's a genius. He's been victimized in MPP, almost sacrificing as scapegoat. Said the Bisu no party women organizers party chairman for yakochi omo pass omo yaganam say eja omo ne HCBC. You know, people are saying so bit to say Ejaku say he's just been victimized in MPP. Ocean a track record in him there no abana he deserves to can try somebody new. And then Aprekumone are there. I don't know, Ken Crunchy, what do you think so far? Omo Mabana, has there been among all the candidates, who is making inroads? One Abeka say, or Bona Homode.
Well, Medasipi, first and foremost, we believe we say candidates in the Ohanisen Komo standing. It would have been better for them and better for the party. I can mention some. Yet you already be a friend of Mr. Nketia. Honestly, now I believe that some Constantine and Kay, and I want them to crank a me papa penny honorable Kufukuna drop. I don't think it is advisable for him to stand. But of course, I was a party when you also share now, baby, or deserve as a personality, you know, say be aboard this one and be I think say or a lot of knowledge still to serve in the party and that's that type of thing. Obi to say me coverage upon so people says one study and better and also can be aboa. There are quite a few of them and people say the Greek minister, I believe say so one study and can be aboa. Some of them, I believe, should not have stood. Umoma Kano, Dr. Mahama Dragged, I think he has the stature and he has a track record. He has done this over the last few years to that level. But Honorable Alan Chamatin has the record. Unfortunately, the last 6 years now, Abemuno, I say, Oman soon conform Kakra. It's also not conform at 2 levels. Conform in the public profile. 6 years, no one said that and can't send beer now. I need to be able to cross on the shadow crowd, baby. I think that is the problem for him. And I'll pay
okay, Alan.
Alan, I said that 6 years, and if he has also in car, remind me. I said that I need to be or public domain now. Over who said, beer. You say, one day, so one factory new crown for no car, but you didn't want Jim, my baby. But no, yeah, maybe I be now here as a technocrat. And number 2, there's a lot of complaint on the ground as to his touch with party people over the past 6 years. And also it's something that he needs to work on. Mr. Honorable Baumia, people, His Excellency, Honorable Baumia, people also make some of those comments, Kakra. Say, and also it's something that he has to look at. What's our contact with populace Nipano has been Honorable Kennedy Japan. A lot of people claim they have access to him and they get results from him. But also at the level of policy, policy formulation, that type of thing. I think that there's a defect or what, and also he needs to work on that to go for it. For me, the 3 serious people that I see in this Congress, in this upcoming primary year, those 3 people. Mr. Boishe, in all sincerity, I don't think he should have run. I don't think he should have run. And maybe DH I can simply say check on. I think people should really do a very critical self-appraisal. And yes, our person would be president, you know. It's now Fatase would be president. Also, one, you should have been building a certain image in the minds of the people of Ghana for a long time to come. Or say I'm not for T-shirts, so your presidential material. Number 2, what a president today, but only for relationship, party name out of the party, how has it been? People should evaluate themselves. But then they can say, you don't want to go to a Congress and then you can't over you now in your two Dr. Prekuo. Every Congress we will go no say or saying that it's hard not to. A lot of them.
Okay, say maybe a cropon primaries, a biconia 0. One way now, the old can say one no be a 0.
A lot of them will get very small numbers. The people we need to watch in this race, His Excellency Dr. Baumia, Honorable Alan Chamatin, and Honorable Kennedy Japan. They are likely to get big numbers. The others, some of them may make the last 5 minutes. As to whether they will make a real impression, for me, is a problem. Okay. The move, they won't get many. They won't be able to convince many to vote for them. It is enka omutimi ehu sadeno with themselves and I'm joining some of the teams that before say as against going for the because they've not built that stature in the minds of the people and in the minds of the party people. Maybe you are going to be intimidating. Will be encouraging. So, to me, it's like a Sanko 4-3 now. The Sanko 4-3, no, they also have things to overcome. Honorable Lunch, Martin, the public profile over the last 6 years, no, one country public in him. And people also complain, say he has not kept touch with party.
But Alan, they only say sabotage because I have said, for instance, 1D1F, what their money ministry are now. What they are question authority now they give to on Hine Kunadu give to Kunadu now they are man. If you really want the man to deliver, and count the man directly. But my year free now say maybe it was strategically positioned say you best sabotage you because Alan you say unya baby successful, just shine. Nti yan sabotage you free ho because me person my boy here akoto say because we're free. But me not na flight mo na some of the things he told me and yen nyina onum say journalist for your titi say niema bebregu mu yen nyina ya obetimi aka on swear secrecy there but lots of things you can't really say. But don't you think say Alan so almost sabotage nti na be we say I will cast any public profile na shada nko ye
obi o amane keto akrotum die bibi.
Well
obi o amane keto akra otum die bibi. It also shows your sense of innovation and drive. Keto akra the man no, this is what I was able to do with it. Me catch us as trade sector no. Trade, agriculture. Say yenya go for mu what drive our initiative, more innovation, we put us those two sectors side. You can transform the economy. Some of the people who want to handle the nation have handled these sectors before. And personally, unfortunately, I'm not very much impressed with how they have performed as leaders in those sectors. If people complain about that, people also make similar, particularly to touch with the party people. No, people make the similar complaint about Dr. Baumia, but not as much as they make about Honorable Lancho Martin. The problem with Honorable Kennedy Japan, some of his public postures, something can be, and then to be at all or getting themselves involved in NFA at the level of policy, I think. So to me, we about the policy stance now, and also the full summit me happy in the candidate no more. But those are the three serious candidates I see. The rest, as a movie, we are to send them on.
Okay. Me explanation to Kwabena Japan Bameba because when you label these top 3 people as the only serious people, what to bomb? Way against you for the you blast, easy. But Elvis, why also a journalist? Why you may Achepa? What do you think? Their candidates so far because President Mahama there. I don't know. Can Kranchene was a rating President Mahama? Do you think he's in comfortable or comfortable lead the crowd for 2024?
A lot will depend on MPP messaging. But
MPP messaging from in
terms of a Juma there, NDC 4 different candidates can come with.
Na different candidate. Who out here in this different candidate men obey me Mahama. And now you marketable.
If you want no mamba, I don't think that Mr. Mahama is going to offer Ghana any new thing.
Okay.
Me sure so what the people be obey Ghana for a year. Your trouble man May no come primaries no. E come bosumi ni me wa. What is what I can't send you?
And I said, the Biocasa won't here.
I know Casa can then.
Okay, policy, the about your jobs or be creating the county.
If you have about quarter, mammy.
10 million jobs, no matter, and not here. Or be fighting corruption, and not here. Or be cancel as grass, and not here.
Number one, to and some at all. On country, for the past, you see, people should stop wasting electoral time. In politics, every day you can strike a blow. Okay. And this is true about man. As far as I'm concerned, sitting from where I'm sitting, he has not been able to bring any message that can galvanize that political party.
Okay.
If you are not a craft message, MPP for side there. I'm seeing three very serious contenders. Now, it will be interesting for the party to select who emerges. Baumia or leadership of the party, no, by and large, follow Baumia. And grassroots, no, by and large, will be and Allah or somewhere in the middle. The leader will come from those three for the MPP. NDC, I think they made a mistake in the selection of who should lead that party.
And according to you, to their
According to me,
Elvis, what do you think? Young MPP first. Who is
making for me?
The race?
The one of more contests, I think Mini Ken have always similar analysis of why Amekiri said they could be the top three. Vice President Dr. Bawumia is the most active vice president in the Fourth Republic. Vice President
Elvis Okasao, the most active vice president in the Fourth Republic. The most.
Yes, of course. We've not had a vice president of the Fourth Republic that has been thickly involved in governance like we have seen Dr. Bawumia done in the past 6 years. And in that active participation, I'm a certain public profile. And I'm a certain profile also within the party. So for Dr. Bawumia, by and large to say, his activeness in office has also projected him, has really projected him to the top to be like the main contender for the presidential race in the party. So for Dr. Bawumia, he has actually lifted himself to a level that makes him like the one that everybody will try to beat. So you realize also
don't you think the state of the Ghana economy he hasn't been able to solve the problems, he hasn't been able to give us answers, and they're affecting in any way, and it's affecting him anyway.
No, we are talking about internal party elections, not general elections.
Okay.
For internal party elections, what will sell to the general public? Any message I would call internal party elections. And to some of the candidates, when they are making certain statements about how they want to run the country and all that, I ask myself, that messaging need to wait for now when you are coming as the candidate of the party. Now your duty is to get the delegates to elect you. Your messaging should be directed at the delegates because they are the one going to give you the nod. When you are giving the nod, party is likely going to determine policy running if elected. And manifesto way I'm a direction. You may make an input as a candidate. Now the manifesto a party biadico election biano. They set up committees to write it. And the candidate, you may be particular about one or two policies you want factored in that manifesto, but largely issues captured in the manifesto are largely a collective party decision. Say Ghana for to Abama ya na ban say and at this point me focus is about when they appealing to the delegates on bet me to Abama.
Elvis answer that question. Omo benya ken kwanche say apreku kwabre Japan they shouldn't have come. Agric minister they are wasting their time. And one man top three, the most serious candidates here Bawumia, Alan, Ken. All the anything.
Sir, never make us three candidates. Miss Martin Mono. Analysis I mean, I'm in the work as say Bawumia number one. On the be a person who beat Alan, a candidate, Obian him so for some time now, or that ambition say Obabeyo Mampening Ghana through NPP. Now, so send your Ken, actually, Munu, Mr. Martin, I'm for 6 years now, all year Juma as trade minister. And say, Oluzu concentration on the fact say there is a contest coming that you want to contest. Possible, sir, the focus to deliver at the ministry and man that opportunity, sir, or be marketing in the public domain. It's possible that it's a fact that as a technical is so much concentrated on say me person me ye juma no na me ye ye ti no probably eno affecting no.
Okay.
Ena ebia say na ken so ebia so within the period no or ebia no tren say edumre ebe contest no ansana may me hwedi no probably no one really involved himself with the grassroots for some time.
Okay. Okay.
Say eba no sa
me person my list say who are
and me ma
okay.
Say me ma listen say me will be samia me calculation is that Baumia will be number 1. Number 2, me say I have a feeling say Kennedy Pong bet to me I'm Alan Race bet me be number 2 I'm Alan ID number 3. The entire me can second bet me be number 2 ni say who can political career up to now can you be a wa turn in one part and say whatever it is no obewu ama party no bibia efa party no or you highly interested or you be a party no e da na kuma so e you be a the grassroots people no e ye nkrofo a wono or defend ekuma wo mo and the can need contribution to the party because most of the contribution to the party no we make a lot of them public and we a party member now when your party open say oh yes 2012 ne babako election no dia can talk pick up 100 ma offer constituency say constituency bia ba ko mu fa konye campaign so nyame bia wa ye a abede diama party man who say oh can I we no say obi sa say or person or standing for presidential candidate now internal elections are ni role what play could affect the chances say amount for want to say the way na party leader na kuma so it is a tuma na ebeboa
okay
ena adi ba ko a ese ma ni kon a e wo internal election mu no say profo delegates o ma beto aba nyina o so ko election no o mo ko election and so no ma beto aba time now o mo ye delegates election question the candidate ben and not take interest in those polling station elections are one making sure say what to me abua man for bebre mo must stand for positions ama do na onu bo omo no every ni omo positions
okay
so what to me yes ana do na obo omo wi ni omo positions are they will want to reward you say e mera omo ko elections no bo awom
okay
am omo ni omo position and say also ko there yes we ento ema una also nya opposition
okay okay so because I don't know whether because this is more way and crofo bebre so I dispute so na ken enya no kra o ma mate no so and crofo bi kika sa na ema no ba me
dey be why na ka say enya no kra and I make no is it who are what tie che obeka say enya no kra but one or more grassroots no ho na ade no ko di omo nsemu no omo say oh ade we ken na ade ba ye no and there's one more who say you na obeka kra omo say no kra na no kra na de boa and this say oh yes say no kan and you be never be cast ken you those who actually benefited from it never to make the one dance here say I am pastor ken here say me eyewitness and I be benefit here. It is not about person other their own person for so one year at the end of the day if the people at the grassroots so they really felt the impact of the oil now obviously they want to reward you for what you have also done to them and that is internal elections. And for me, candidates need be as if said they have already been elected the presidential candidate of MPP number be Gavin Ghana. I am say some message directed towards the delegates and now omu demand Ghana for na back to Ghana for na ekwakoto na delegates na ekwakoto. I think say people need to relook at their messaging. No more say internal elections. And let's focus on the messaging that will get the delegates on our side. And sana as candidates for the MPP there, then we go to the national messaging. And I think say Alan per se, any even Ken and others no. One thing American politicians still in Ghana, don't know if I need to say in advanced countries, will be your ambition class of person for public officer. The first person hire a publicist because himself public image of a Christian man has a big role in the public accepting him to become a candidate and become a president. But on my way, you are appointing the Panama no post on high publicist. And their public image building suffers because they really don't have a publicist to do that. Alan, he can be busy really doing his work, Basako hire a publicist to keep his image in the minds of the public. I can say that after this years, I have to say we really haven't heard a lot about him. No? That wouldn't have been the case because the publicist would have been doing the work for him to always be in the public eye. Me photo say, "Wow, any ambition to go into politics and that what politics no, and I am an appointment no." Kai say the public image has a long way to help you in all your ambitions. They should learn to begin to hire publicists and pay them to do a job for them.
Okay. Elvis, my 2 points I say, my person, maybe I'll later to give me your last 3 because one more the last 3. But Mr. Kumsi, good evening. Minister what economic fighters unit. Most of them are pushing out and fix Ghana, fix the country. One I'm saying I'm more who did this. Do you have a so far candidates no mujina? Who do you think or what Ghana interest at heart? Because they can they Elvis I can call Mr. Tabeduo. I say a binom there, they have a good policy direction, vision for Ghana. What do you see?
Yeah. On my concrete Ghana ne moye desano. Easy. Who a lot of things happening, but most of the times, you sit down, you analyze certain things, and you realize as a country, do we even know what we want as a country? Putting that aside, are we actually portraying the fact that this is what we are looking for? I was listening to my uncle, the submission. It was very wonderful. He's making a very powerful point. Some powerful points. Now the point is, if you're picking from the people that the NPP are parading currently, say it is their internal party something. Also, I have always not been somebody who has been interested in whatever they are doing with their lives, because at the end of the day, he's only coming to loot again. Everybody knows my stance on this, but somebody is making a very serious submission, suggestions, issues, as a consider as a country. A certain Dr. Kofi Kunedu Apreku has been making certain points. And some now papa ne can woman. And someone on my here. Bayan Tomano send you be any. And yeah, they are better.
Can cancel very big or no, only the Canadian contest. I said it.
Already, I had you be a better. Oh, now, if you Ghana says, see, I here. They are Dr. Kofi Kunedu Apreku Kano. Those are the things we need as a country to be able to get the reforms that we are looking for. The message is not there, Bano. If you're here as a country, me who say your friend said Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, he doesn't have anything to tell Ghanaians again. Only assembly of a catcher, even MPP for Nankasampo. And this MPP for Kotraba man master of a contest. Yeah, what is he coming to say? Yeah, why you or my free SHS? Yes, but to what extent? How did it benefit us? What is happening as a country? These are the things we look at. Alan Kojo Chairman, honorable, is not somebody I even want to talk about. He's a very fine gentleman. But at the end of the day, does he really have what it takes to run this country the way we are looking for? The point still remains that, look, me, omo parody omono. Nipa me who say senka yade ankomo de neba ena nsem na okano yede be ye adwuma anka be boa Dr. Kofi Kunedu Apreku, but at the end of the day ono so kra no yen kan ne nka ho ntinka fo ne de if they have nothing to offer this country.
Now Dr. Kofi Apreku now and then I say the Elvis kind and go for high publicists. I saw one man the message enkoye because we call ground say now busa delegates the do sign and no munim Dr. Kofi Kuredu apreku message be a kakra bi no mbeka just omunim because ono so ye senior politicians omunim no waba power da no ye minister under President Kufuor na one odinya ne nickname akoma dan tomatoes no what I say
yes metiase yeah wokan is a very it is true, it is 100% true. The point is that I am not even looking at they are obetimi aya and also to me here. I'm looking at it somewhere all can.
Okay.
They are on mine here say see yeti. And somewhere all can. Say Adianka ye timi are adopting even the statements he's making currently. Yeah, adopting radical ways I bet to me. I'm making sure say your friend say corruption is uprooted. Yeah, say you bet to me government officials will be accountable to the public. Equality near dear all those things. Send ye beya or mine bet me a 2 pounty. Anka or nonsense semono. I am even thinking Zanka ABR these two political parties your dreams or mudie. Ateti and umbetiti or mine. And come bet me up pick some points from what the man is saying. Nanka omo ashasia di aye juma. Amo mine.
What is he saying? What is Mr. Apreku saying?
Question the minti ye.
I say Apreku da asem na waka. O say the message. No, but I say the message. Just a message.
Okay, so let's look at this. Number one, a reduction in governance. And as a government machinery, no, a reduction in it. Obia nimse Ghana, sanya yebuya mine. And the number of people are yebu mine is one of the reasons why this country is plummeting in the current situation.
Haven't we heard that before? Abasam na Kufuor can for Rollins in the government. Oba government we na he had up.
Me aware.
No. What did he say?
I make say Juma. There is a difference between bringing someone who will actually do it and someone who is just saying it.
What didn't Akufo-Addo promise us in Ghana here? And what are we living with? Talk is cheap. Politicians lie. And they lie as if there's no heaven and hell. So please spare me if you are saying he's saying something. We want to see what.
Unim, I understand perfectly. Jamaican what you say. I understand. Yes, Ghana for Yatinasi, we've been lied to on several occasions. And Krofwaba, they've been saying this. I don't know Dawson, ministers not Dawson, Kufuor Bekabi, Atamos Bekabi, John Mahama Bekabi, Akufo-Addo Bekabi. And so at the end of the day, they be a increase. I understand. But the American say, Sankaya Peke and Juma. You understand? The underlying factor is.
I don't think I'm Mr. Tabedu Busa because I don't know say unim where Dr. Kofi Kuredu no na President Kufuor-Addo campaign manager.
He
was his campaign manager from 2008. I think 2016 or changing a President Kufuor-Addo kofa Ejako brache Ejako. But 2008, Apreku was the Nanado campaign manager. It's idea.
Yes.
Before implement increasing the number of ministers. Now he's telling you about and era Tabeduka said they are all not believable. It seems like as Obama or Kope Oba fans are they Kope Oba keke. You can't trust this. You can't rely on this. You bosh.
At
some point, campaign time. Politician Kujuna stage. Me, I don't want to mention names. I'm not a politician. Ojuna stage kade Ghana for Paku Hisam. Nta sama opedo uti no. Ono na catch wana.
They
have weighed us. So anytime there's election, they look at the temperature of the climate of the country. And they tell us what we want to hear.
Yeah, American Matase, I understand exactly what you are saying. I don't have any problem with I'm not even in support of whether they should bring this person or that person. No. But Mami Moshe there. And some now one kana obobwa or manan. And Kayan Shada was the Bay Juma. Show. My issue is everybody should be there.
Why can't what about 1 year?
1 year, that is the point. You see the reason why? Oh, this is the reason why I keep saying there. These political parties, every per se, I don't even want to talk about their issues. When it comes to these two political parties,
your preference there. If you don't like them, but show who preference.
Show preference.
Oh, no, no. What I am saying, it tell me here, but I must say, show, must say, every mass I'm there. Sanka aprekunan samna olakan. Onenyin sama obobua oman nteyo. I am not even saying there. Me here aprekumu abai oman president. No. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that anka wenina nyimpa okita message obobua oman e aprekunan sama olakan. And that's a man some no so obobua henimpo agida ya za ye adwuma. Say you did something like Juma and woman. Say I'm fine, Juma or woman.
Okay.
So what I am saying is that it is the message you show. And one campaign I want to so mention no be a like be a lot assume. Apart from that, papa some no like or not assume. But at the end of the day, down papa some nanka simple. One not to be Juma. This is the issue.
I say that on one to man.
One to man on Kaho.
You can read the warrior.
Oh, no worry. Let's all be anime. I presume everybody will cry away. Oh, no, be anime. But my emphasis is on some
the next option. President Mahama now, which candidates? Who? And
if you I mean, the one hour campaign or both from the NDC. Now, John Dramani Mahama, why a assemblyman, why a MP, why deputy minister, why a minister, vice president, why a president, why a former president. I did you order why what is he coming to do again? Nalabazan or
okay.
Them one hour parade one in the MPP. There are a lot of things that this same team told Ghanaians. What we have seen worse. One worse than that the NDC did. What better they've done worse. I don't have anybody among them.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, I mean, biala wo mu. Osande say it's now on many mina say yes and somehow what do over the years. Even there, in Yankasa yet some man we don't even know what is going on with our own coffers as a country. We don't know.
Okay.
And then in Suka Krabiato, a one cran. In Suno to one cran and Mia way yamen putting on him. And some Ghana for film, it's a lot. And at the end of the day, no, these people keep on telling us that they are going to give us a better life, but we end up having worse lives every now and then.
Okay. 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 Mr. Atabedu also listen because I think Ken did a very analytical. I'll say these are my top 3. These are the some because even the worry to them, Mr. Kumite kada prekunan koye, but not to worry even before or drop out of the race. What do you think?
Okay. I mean, Mama Kanye there.
Increase your voice, ma'am.
Mama Kanye there. A party in government will be shooting itself in the foot if its vice president is not taking over from the president. That's the first one. And this is political analysis, political strategy. You used Aliu Mahama and you didn't support him to go. You have used Baumia. If you don't support him to go,
Fabram Fantim Nayantasi.
When one Tanechimo and Kobioma, or a strong message. Now, what's the Dombo aspects of the Dampa Buzia Dombo tradition?
Okay.
Now, if the last election now, Ne edwuma wɔ soro hɔ no. Ɔbɔ pii. Nti wobedu wɔn ho ewu. So we ni fi hɔ a.
But this kind of analysis, delegates, they don't do it.
Or the what you know be. I mean, I'm a politician, me analysis now from a very academic perspective. Number 2, MPP war tradition. Time there will be a way to know or an number. And they follow this consistently.
Okay.
So that is why Alan is a candidate.
Okay.
Isha, Kofo, stature our party no is still very strong and very influential. And Alan seems to have Kofo's backing, which makes me a very strong candidate. Now, someone like Ken, he's seen to be quote unquote a rabble rouser, a tag, whatever name you want to give to him. But he is a party man to the core and is very popular among the grassroots. If you ask me, he is the kingmaker.
Canada, Japan,
He is the kingmaker.
Okay. Explain.
On our canon, we'll try one lock.
Wow. Even Baumia and Alamona Dina, they are all trying their luck.
Yep. No, it's a straight fight between Baumia and Alan.
Okay. But Ken would decide
But
which
Ken
of the two
is the
will get-
kingmaker because Ken has the grassroots. And eventually, where he sways to, when it comes to the last lap, where only 2 candidates will stand, where Ken goes is where the win will come from.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
How did you arrive at this? And then Nasisia Ken, he just started recently. So how did Ken come there? Because I think Ken Crunchin or can say Ken Ninia maybe a waki kania they
So, yes, so let me tell you why Ken has endeared himself. From day one they came to power, he started fighting for the grassroots. And so the grassroots know that he has their back.
Okay.
Number 2, he supports them with his finances. And whether we like it or not, our politics is bought. And personally, I say that until that era of Alan Cash, our politics was about roofing sheets and kaku. On not the monetization of politics in the bay. And he did
Alan.
On not the other hand, the service, no. So it is coming back to come and bite him. But Ken started endearing himself just like John Mahama did as a minister. He always stayed, and I give it to him, he always stayed in the middle. Senapati Yabwana, you will never have John Mahama come and say that his party is right, but he will say they are wrong. Ohuhu are no akal. Ohuhu are no akal. And Ken has been consistently doing the same. When his party is wrong, he will go out and say it.
Okay.
And when you do that, you win the confidence of the neutrals. And it is the neutrals. You see, the people who are for NDC, they are hardcore. The people who are for MPP, they are hardcore. The people who are in the middle, they decide. And at any point in time, depending on who each party presents, and depending on the ability of the people to trust the person, they swing. And Ken put himself in a place where he is seen to be objective. When his party is wrong, he'll go public and he'll criticize them. When his party is right, he'll go out there and praise them. When somebody does wrong, I'm sure we all remember recently, he even criticized his wife. And those little things he did, I don't know who advised him, but they get to win because people believe that when the person is like that, wrong is wrong, right is right.
Okay. Congratulations, but Mr. Tabedu, don't you think that there are also people who think, say, because I've seen people have, for instance, article be one point the Frances Esiam, and she was saying, say, Ken, say, ya can be our benefit from MPP, or no, and he said, or be attack party no moon is a double standard. I've read that one too. What do you say about that?
I don't think that hardcore politicians now want a party in one penasam because they feel that will betray one.
Okay.
But that is what honesty is about. And that is what authenticity is about.
Okay.
And that is what integrity is about. Wrong is wrong. Why should I come and say it's right? Politics engenders groupthink. Groupthink is but you can never achieve anything significant if you think like everybody else.
Okay. Ken, what now can say? I think I cried Ken put the one financial last. But the Uniabema Tabedu can say Ken will be the deciding factor for 2024 for MPP for primary. See, or no bet just about me and a be winning and Nasal and a be winning.
Well, for me, I don't see it clearly. It's going to be very close between the three of them. And Kayano, the three remaining will be about 10%. The 90%, they can never slug it out. They will fight over it, the 90%. It's not clear. Because constituency, I'm aware, so parliamentary.
Parliamentary.
Can't Queen North.
Can't Queen North. Ever ticket, Benso.
New Patriotic Party.
That's all your party new, because if you are not a party member, you can't contest.
Oh, I've contested twice. It's a strong party man.
I think now we are a Supreme Court, and Kofobi send this and the message if you are nipa way or target or yeah for MPP for the people are sending, and I was saying yes. Okay.
And eventually shall become clear. Okay. But when you form me and Sano, Kennedy, and Baumia and Alan, and I've worked with all three before. It's not clear cut who would win. I can say on authority, say there's a lot of people on the ground who support Kennedy Japan, grassroots. The people in the decision-making part of the MPP support Baumia. Alan is in because we have a tradition, say, Hana Oseko. It's Obia on support. Alan is very popular in some regions in this country. To be close, it will not be clear cut. I'm not seeing one candidate taking away 50% of the vote. It will be 40, 35, that type of thing between the three of them.
But Ken, Mr. Tabet, how did Ken come all the way? Because me no Ken. Yenim no me from Jamofia Broche Baye. I know him like those days no starting and when he didn't even want to talk.
Minimum from I don't know from Nam no know.
Exactly.
Maybe I got turning home Tomboto we saw banana me the studio. You remember?
I know.
I know Ken. Me not just say the kind of complaint. I know Kennedy. I mean, the station I called many times. He's home.
I mean, then Obedu this level. Ken was ground. How did he manage to grow himself to that point?
Over the years, he has worked very hard to become a national name. And a lot of people don't realize it, but there is nothing like bad publicity. In publicity, you're trying to name recognition or name recognition. Everybody knows him. And that puts him up there. No, Alan Shematin, Dr. Mahama Dragged name recognition, no, clear. Say, for Kennedy Japan, and you have to print a billboard. A project, and you have to radio announcement and introduce no. You don't need to tell people about Kennedy. You don't need to tell people about Baumia. You don't need to tell people about Alan Shematin. They have it. They are there. It's the president. Mr. Obi Kobisa, somebody went to London and saw a very beautiful lawn, grass. And how can you grow grass for it to become this rich? No, so you have to start about 500 years ago. Also, this president has started 500 years ago. Kennedy Japan, then left Kennedy Japan. But there's a time and now, and baby and Saba, any diabolic,
I'm Benuado.
I'm not a Kasawa Adumi. It's said many years ago. You have to start 500 years ago. You have to first get name recognition. Omu bay. Ubodi na baby sasa ahwan oye den oye hwan. Enti that mileage you time abe wait to introduce nipa kono. Na Kennedy de nya vote to the court. Na ba omi nya vote to the court. Na Alan nya vote to the court. Enti in the party, outside of the party, people see them of a certain stature, which clearly the others don't have.
Okay.
It's and almost also more juma. As to who would win, is going to be close.
Okay.
It's going to be close. And you have to once again, I think that you have to commend Baumia. Because you see, I think that he has been able to carve an image here. It's going to be very hard to categorize him as a Muslim. He is able to transfer across. He's liked by Christians, he's liked by Akans, that type of thing. Also, why fantastic work. But as I said, Allah has a constituency. And also a constituency in the middle belts of the nation and the free or first central Accra, the free central region, and first central Accra, not as a person, and some parts of the Ashanti region, also a constituency in the MPP. And now, we're copying it. The only mistake is over the past 6 years, now say the elevators can publish this and they would have kept his name out there. There has been many funerals, many outdoorings, many weddings. You don't see his picture there. You don't see him participating. It's that.
It was supported the Elvis kind of Alan on one way and
and he's going to have a lot of problems to get back to the level he used to be under President before. Let us hope so in the next few months he can do that. But so far, and he's still persisting with that tactic. He has not said anything controversial. Interview no. He's playing it safe. But I did where she Canada, Japan, or she he bends. He bends. Baumia was very hard to keep his name on the front page. Back room they say he was very hard to keep his name on the front page, bending all the time. Alan needs to strategize. And yes, sir. So
this is very good information for Alan in the team, and even all the candidates. I think there's some tier programming because they should even be paying you people to be giving them this good information. Yeah, because normally Elvis they were working in the media for a long time, and people don't tell the politicians the truth. The bonnet cry, Mr. President. We say candidates but no one started from Mr. President. So they lead you on this false assumption. Say, well, we need that. And sorry. She said, they want one many patria also more. From all indications, or more. And I say, for his people are not marketing. And I agree with over the last 6 years. Or didn't want to see it. I didn't know shit. You want to be able to. You might no mudi at
Alan doing himself in did not start now. It started way back in Sunyane. When they went for that Congress and they asked him to step down for Akufo-Addo, and he contested and he lost by 97%.
Okay.
I can't remember. Is it 2008?
2008 they were contesting. 2008 or contesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Congress, normally they vote on Saturday. Then they went. The time na 17 candidates.
Yeah, that's 2008.
Yes. It came to the two of them. And true to their tradition, they said that, okay, we have done the internal election. Everybody has seen we are democratic. So, Akufo-Addo no time, German Monko. And the delegates were expecting him to come and announce on Sunday morning that he would step down. Then he went and came back and he came to contest. Then they voted and he got only 3%. Then after that, he left the party.
Yeah.
That is where he rocked his boat in the party. And after that, he hasn't been able to become as vibrant as he used to be. That is his undoing.
Okay.
Now, Bawumia positioned himself as a technocrat and got the people in the middle to support him. But since he has been vice president, the numbers do not support the intelligence he projected. And that is where the two of them, if Kennedy Japan to Fema, because of the magic.
Wow.
The only reason why Ken owned to film is Ken's own persona as friend and presidential material and someone who can engage in diplomacy is what will do him in. And I don't know how between now and then his handlers can build that profile for him to interact with the international community.
Okay. And he can acquire local candidates as a on to break it through to like
that is why he will become the kingmaker. Because on his own, he may not be able to win. But who he chooses will win. Because he will lead the grassroots in that direction.
Okay. Elvis, what do you think? Elvis? Very, very interesting.
Yeah, you see, I'm not for ambitions, but a Juma is so year for a longer period to crystallize that ambition. Don't run on time because sending a lawyer can mentality is a do what discover third and perform. But see, why by internal delegate elections are over to make sure to be our person to answer. Some of your magic say we any I'm just kind of a moon tomorrow.
Fear delegates.
Yes. See, right now, no. Usha Alan as my again. The time Alan started contesting. She amophobia and come turn the cheap. And then some of the key people are over Alan for no campaigning about me.
Yeah.
They are campaigning for Baumia. The hot letter that disconnect Emma Nikrofwa, key people be uncle be and say Wumi Alan Crofway and almost switch to Baumia. It means a strategy, no. They didn't build a strategy crystallizing into something. And then at the day, I man for say, we are politicians in Ghana. I did back say Akufo-Addo say how to build a constituency around you and keep them no matter how long it is to achieve your objective. We share Akufo-Addo. The time of sharing ambition as here, before be prayer, or no more Juma, or no more Juma to obey a president. Or no more Juma to obey a president. It when you have an ambition, 7% by your mampini dachi, a bima tawichi, will lose an internal election. Then you go silent until there is time for contest again. And sana, you want to return to those people. That period now, what cause silence, no. I'm not far away. I go convince you. I'm not for say, oh, me person be Juma mami. But you know, I never when we now call elections. After election, I mean, in camp you. I don't know the last time I offer phone a friend. I be say, oh, what is saying? Abrabo ko saying, oh yes, I am not obia fechi. Obia man supporting no mumu. Wa fechi. Amba no be catch me say, him brand the camp. Na, o person ni Juma. It was an Alan strategy. Clearly, no. We leave void anytime after losing primaries. No, without void, to say it's time for another primaries. And some say we start to try to regroup the people. And no, and no, both nipa bebre and maybe about me appointed way Alan Nipa, no. And then Sunny Bado do over one yamuda, follow Baumia. A Bimukra follow can Ejepon. Tuba said there is a break in the strategy, no. Really, no, there was no that planner. And I can say, who political ambition, no. 500 years ago, they say, here. It means that it has to be a continuous process of work. But the only primaries, now there's a break until they have another primaries and so they're looking for the people. When leaving a vacuum, mama for exploiting, mama, we need those people over to their side. You are losing your numbers. And when that happens, Obi a delegate person to Amalan. Obi for 8 years ago, and no one person to now. And the one that I'm going to do and that's anybody the Baumiachi. So delegate no. Obey no Atuama. Okay. It is the politics here. It's about the numbers.
Okay.
It is the war. Bibi said this ambition in politics are you have to keep growing the numbers.
Okay.
And so you grow the numbers. But what has happened to Alan actually said he didn't have the strategy to grow the numbers.
Okay.
Or vacuums and that vacuums no and mama for a diversity to any other camps. And for me, no, that has been his weakness. Okay. So Ken has been a grassroots person from day one. And Ken almost so sister there's a problem in the constituency or baby obetu kako. What is happening? He will try to find out whether he can provide a solution to the problem.
Okay.
And who can say what Ken has done meant he had ambition long ago. Only that he didn't make it public. But because he had an ambition, he worked towards it in secret that many people did not do. Okay. So you see,
time Nana Ken say, oh, only the president, and he had ambition, and he was only
the ambition is there, but on himself, or the there will be attempts to cut him off.
Okay.
Which is a smart political strategy. When himself no ambition, so you find a way to cut me off. Okay. So when you have ambition, now what strategy? On that aspect of the strategy, no, or your idea. Okay. But lawyer can say, in all things, we are Ghanaians. Maybe I'm catch your man for say, Professor Musa won an election largely because of portraying who said, or a very calm, humble, and peaceful man. And by the Ghanaian culture and tradition and everything, these things also count in a way. For Ken, I'm for Felicity or a more confrontational and not diplomatic. More confrontational and not diplomatic. And that is his weakness.
Okay.
As to why one strategist earlier, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to start working on that was a bit of disadvantage to him. Because right now, it's a bit late. And if he did not win and he still has ambition for 2028, actually, whatever achievement you make this time, you need to consolidate it and get people to begin to build that image for him. To begin to create the impression and let people believe that despite what you know that is confrontational, he is somebody who can be diplomatic at the same time.
Okay. Now, I have known when we need 2028, Ken can win, or
he will be the person to beat in 2028 if he doesn't win it, unless he allow a vacuum to be created. But if he crystallizes the vision and identifies the weaknesses that made it impossible for him to win this time, and makes an effort, bridge those gaps, he will become the favorite in 2028. And clearly, he has strengths, but he needs to work on his weaknesses. This is his problem. He has really used his strength very well, but unfortunately, he has not really done enough about weaknesses to be able to leverage that platform, and that is what is likely to work against him this time. And therefore, if he has ambition for 2028, the key will be to identify the weaknesses, put a team together, work on the weaknesses, and make sure that he's able to achieve a certain progress in improving on his weaknesses. Then that will lift him up to that level that he wants to be. And for me, as I said, if you have an ambition as a politician, now only a political strategist, only policy strategist, only a diplomatic strategist, only a publicist. There are key things. Once you have that ambition, put them on a payroll, pay them.
Let them for the other consultation, because this is good information and it's so true. It's such good information, and I don't know why these resources are all available, but politicians don't want to use it. Nan kanipa non share no they also here. But why not? Oh yeah, last can crunch yes no. All of you are running away from that. Why
as for last years, I mean, meant to me meant to me. The American is a media will be some first 5. I'll always try and bring you the first 3. And let catch you say out of the first 3, no, a 4th maybe or the agric minister, because but on only weaknesses I mean when say Nikasanyina is about agric. Amembono is not only about agric.
Okay.
And internal party issues no are not necessarily about agric. And he probably tailoring of his message more about handling the internal party interest no will help him to come up. He could be in the 5. But the last 5 media. Surprise! I can make natural with the last 5 there. A very difficult. But you have the first 5, and they met me.
Okay. I think first 5. So what they one number so until Mami now I say is very. I mean, so I can also Baumia, Alan, Ken, and I think. Yeah, I think the other 2 need their own kind. I mean, it's all the best.
Dr. Akoto say, free Akoto, a great minister. I think he has that potential. He can be among the 5.
Okay.
And I think maybe Boachi Ejako. Maybe Boachi Ejako.
Okay. So you have first Baumia, Alan, Ken, a free Akoto, Boachi Ejako. These are your top 5. Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Mr. Akumsi, why are your top 5 and your last 5? And our last 3. One are your top 5. What can say preku? Meaning apart from a preku no. Also, I think we answer that question. Usu obi anye papa biya. So you the MPP ne there out. You are not looking at anybody. Mr. Akumsi mentonka. What's all my tonka?
If you are to make
metonka say.
When you say about politics, no more. But about politics, no, I always don't want to even get into it because so far it has not been able to offer us anything. I submit him opinion for analysis or more yet any idea. Can a grassroots person that is for the MPP? Dr. Baumia has been able to do this and that. That is for the MPP. Alan Chemantia, that is for the MPP. You see, nobody is currently talking about Yang.
Okay.
No, Yang. We are the ones that matter. The country. What does the country need? Oh, my issue has always been about what can we do to change what is happening as a country.
Okay.
Yes. When it comes to Canada, Japan, everybody knows what kind does. Obianim, confrontational and radical and no nonsense man. Everybody is aware. Obianim. Obianim Baumia track record, Obianim Alan track record. Everybody knows it. But the point is, Ghana and Kasa as a country, a track record here.
Okay.
What are we also fighting for? You see, me, I hear us be beside me about politics, a political party be a one be any idea. I mean who how men can't because I see all of them as being the same. Oh, if you are over the years, me call for bro. Yeah, Alan Awohonum for the past whatever years. Ken Awoho for the past whatever years. But for the past 8 years, he has been part of it. At the end of the day, what is happening in my country? What is happening to my people?
Okay.
What are we benefiting?
Okay.
Problem.
Yeah, solution because your time no asontino. Yeah, solution be until how they no hope. My forget you no hope. No hope.
Oh, if you hope be me who ye. If somebody will come and prove me wrong. Now about the ma or mine another facelift. Ebia make us a no hope in them. Ebia mpana Alan no sabao mio se kenu. Omubiba ebia obibetimi abeye bibi.
Okay.
But until then, no, if we still remain say these two political parties, we don't need them. No, not in this country. We don't.
Okay. My mama now say Mr. Kumsi, I bet what same way say so another time. Mr. Tabedu, what can we top last this way?
Oh, Yako school I will be said the one and no first. Won't be said the one and no re.
Okay, but Ken can say there are some people who should have dropped out, who should not have contested. Do you have a list?
Of course, some people should not have that. I don't even know the number of people who are contesting. What I know is that these three have strong points. If anybody apart from these three is going to come out, maybe Boachi Jakom. Okay. And it will shock people if former General Secretary offended.
Former General Secretary. Former General Secretary Ben
Kwabena Japan.
Okay.
It will shock people if Kwabena Japan is able to make an impact. Largely because, one, for a segment of the party, he's going to get sympathy votes for what happened to him. Then also, because of his position in the party, he had access to the grassroots.
Okay.
He dealt with people. And in the last election, even though he wasn't in the front line, he was actively supporting the cells and, so he might make an impact.
Okay.
Now, if I'm listening to Mr. Kumsin, as Ghanaians, we are disappointed in the politicians in general. And we are disappointed in the two parties because they haven't done what they always promised us. And that is where I have great pains in the fact that we can't do away with democracy. So we are forced to live with democracy. And we are forced to live with these people.
Okay.
And before you get the opportunity to change the country, you have to get the opportunity to lead your party. And the conversation today is about who is going to lead that party.
Okay.
So before we begin to talk about changing Ghana, we have to find who will come out of that party and who can potentially come and change Ghana.
Okay. Okay. My mama now say Mr. Tabedu because your time no ya so. Ken, I think when I will list of the all we need the all I don't know any last comment because Mr. Kumsika said it should be the focus should be on why nobody and they solve a problem no.
Well, I think a complete dismissal of the two political parties is also very unhealthy. You are giving a friend of zip line Okruma. What is zip line that? There was national health insurance Okruma. There were free SHS Okruma. A lot of policies Okruma right across the African continent to be. And these things have come from these political parties. The complete attempt to throw away all the political parties have contributed to this party, and also I don't think it's healthy. Of course, with like so my debate, and also a debate a bit to me. I can't see. And my on Toba, Miano, Canada, Japan, no name. Thank you for no time now to it is not a very healthy. And a list. Yambo BBM, who both now the devil now bishop. I know the many Miniano Casa, many Yadrin.
Okay.
3. Media Sam Nipami and Sano. Before say all the rest should not have run.
Okay.
Binum have been very close to President Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
And they should associate with the successes and failures of President Akufo-Addo. Now, ka say, baby, I do know,
Okay.
I think say they really, the candidates are Baumia, Alanche Martin, and Kennedy Japan. I think they will not do more than 10% at the end of the day. We do 10% come here,
Okay. Yeah, be zip line asem no cause obisi unko read this zip line reports and there are issues there. But Elvis, what is your
no. Now you be mistakes. You be from audit reports, baba.
okay.
It's thing now no na you build the but you to the who side there and I want some care.
Okay.
Yes.
Elvis, any final comment? Elvis. What my
No,
who is winning? Who the already that
so, when we are discussing issue of who will win an internal party elections, it's not about national development. And say a conversation about national development, the Kumsin's case can be discussed. But you see that we are looking at when they need primaries and sana or a manifesto about what they want to do. Or the bar and they scrutinize say I had infinite obey to me and I want to me and I this discussion and it's not about whether candidates know or policy. They don't catch a man for say in a chrome hanum. The manifesto now the omuka a party now a coup say much the elections. And you know, when we get to that point, we will begin to scrutinize their policies. But the next year we were looking at when there was the chance of winning. And you know, so no the failures or not successes about government. I mean, it's that relevant to the discussion. Because at the end of the day, a executive presidency in the running and a system running and yeah, will be about the main one and your man. This is what I want to do. We have a system where NDC and NPP in our manifesto be on the baby. Nigeria is a president and a dictator more. A party that decided to win the elections and policy if it's a war man. Yanchuro winning go country Ghana for.
Okay.
And Ghana expectations say your development. United to say we are not making the progress that we all expected. And therefore we all complain about the slow pace of Ghana's progress. And here in say policies are fast tracking your progress. The kind of development so when that manifestos come, we'll scrutinize them and raise our point. But the next year, it's about who in the Fourth Republic, NDC, NPP, and LDA. Yet, many can say there is no meaningful third force ever to me topple these two parties. So, we have to discuss. America, they are torn between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Trump spent the Bible. Joe Biden said, contested you. Democrats are bashing Joe Biden. Republicans, Democrats are bashing Trump. The Republicans are bashing Biden. Obia to see your cousin by one megate. And in the Democratic dispensation, say, and any young one has to parties from America. The same problem now because
my young woman so Hannah next week. Yamfa these issues, no Yamfa development, no not particular. Okay, you know, say there's no meaningful third force. Let's do another discussion on the possibility of third force and whether there's even a proper third force crap potential in power. Into my mamina was fantastic. I brought you because send him as a Rubin, Yemosa or say Elvis, fantastic submissions, very insightful analysis now. Yeah, no, obo abaso honum. Stephen, on moka. Kennedy Japan is very true. Said the guy is making inroads. You know, people like what we are doing today. Francis Adao, let us think why not. There's no single development in Ghana, and I said the NOB cannot. I think and Penny you have really helped us in analyzing can crunchy case or the alcohol, which is giving us potential. Said that you benya decision be a shape future. Presidential candidates or mobile banning the discourse around or Muteniano and Elvis any Mr. Crunchy ata Kobna ata Bedune Mr. Kumsi Yadamasi good job say must sacrifice more time for this hours. Amode Abebo and Ebusia for FM Vim Lady Afia Poker. This has been Jasu on OK 101.7 FM as usual. Next week, Yabebani Asandi another discussion. Penny if we can graduate editor or searchlight the work at and Mr. Tabedu your or no private worker or yen juma IT consultant ne marketing expert. You see, or sense you low count. Mini abema Elvis that console ye editor why ye journalism a juma yache wa being ude wa uti na analysis now wa being you can crunchy 30 years plus a juma or a year juma kasa and Mr. Kumsi ye friend saying economic fighters unit or mono me fix the country say more parties they don't see any meaningful progress. Omubetimi adwene Ghana for ho. Awusa for Yakopon ya adoma next week ebehia. Medamu nyina say good night. Na Yakopon enhwe so adepa bi enso enchi nyina.